Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Louise from The Dusty Jacket. Today I'm bringing you Milk, a tiger, a bed knob and a broomstick, stupid tales and 7 wonders. With a list like this, it can only mean it's time for some more kids books. So let's have some fun while I review 5 fiction books for kids. Let's get started. Our first book is Bed Knob and Broomstick by Mary Norton, which I rated 5 out of 5 stars and has a recommended reading age of 8 to 12. Carrie, Charles, and Paul Wilson are rather ordinary children planning to spend a rather ordinary summer with an old aunt in Bedfordshire. The children, not being very fond of her house, spend most of their time playing outdoors. One day seems like every other until their neighbor, Miss Price, hurts her ankle. On that day, our story truly begins, because Miss Price happens to be a witch.
Shut up!
Well, a novice witch, who enchants one of Paul's bed knobs, enabling them to travel any place in the present or past. A spell that would lead to a trip to the police station, an encounter with cannibals, and a chance meeting with a lonely necromancer. Perhaps this will not be an ordinary summer for the Wilson children after all.
I can't wait to get started.
Bed Knob and Broomstick is the combination of Norton's The Magic Bed Knob, published in 1943, and Bonfires and Broomsticks, published in 1947. The first part of her book covers the initial meeting between the Wilson children and Miss Price and details their adventures in the present, while the second part picks up 2 years after and sends the group into the past. Norton's tale is sure to delight young readers and has enough unexpected twists and turns to keep older readers engaged as well. This is a humorous, suspenseful, and enchanting book that teaches us that you're never too young for an adventure and you're never too old to find love.
Aww.
Book number 2 is Fortunately the Milk by Neil Gaiman, which I rated 4 out of 5 stars and has a recommended reading age of 8 to 12. Mom is off to a conference, so Dad's in charge. She has given him loads to remember, but the most important thing of all was, we're almost out of milk. You'll need to pick some up. You couldn't very well put orange juice on your Tostios, or pickle juice, or mayonnaise or ketchup.
Oh, so gross.
So, Dad goes to the corner store for milk. He returns after being gone an unusually long time and tells his 2 children the most unbelievable story ever. One with aliens and dinosaurs and time travel and pirates and ponies and vampires and...
Oh, slow down.
Well, perhaps it's best if you were to hear it from Dad himself.
Yeah, that would be best.
From the imagination that is uniquely Neil Gaiman, Fortunately the Milk is a story filled with charm, wit, and humor. It's a quick read that would make for an entertaining bedtime story. Bursting with unforgettable characters and an action-packed race through time, Gaiman gives us a tale where the universe sits precariously on the shoulders of a dad, simply trying to get back home with a bottle of milk.
Why is this so hard?
Perhaps the real star of this book is Scotty Young's outrageously fantastic illustrations. His pen and ink drawings are as whimsical, outlandish, and over-the-top delightful as Gaiman's story, and both combine to give young readers an epic journey through space, time, and around the block to the corner store. So whether you're into science fiction, fantasy, comedy, or just enjoy reading about boogers and snot, you're sure to enjoy this book, even if you do enjoy pickle juice with your Tostios.
Blah.
Our third book is The Stinky Cheeseman and Other Fairly Stupid Tales by John Sheshka, which I rated 4 out of 5 stars and has a recommended reading age of 6 and up. Meet Jack, adventurer, trespasser, thief, giant agitator, and, for this particular occasion, narrator of our story.
There is nothing he can't do.
But this isn't just any story, but rather several stories of a princess, a fibbing frog, a giant, a tortoise, and a rather hairy hare, an athletic little girl, and an obnoxious chicken, and yes, a stinky cheese man. These stories will not only entertain, amuse, and delight, but they may, one day, just save your life. Don't believe me? Just ask Jack.
Just ask him.
This is another great read out loud book that will undoubtedly induce a few chuckles, giggles, guffaws, and perhaps even an eye roll or two. But make no mistake that the star of this book is the award-winning artwork of Lane Smith. His dark, eclectic, multimedia illustrations earned him the 1993 Caldecott Medal Honor Award and are the vibrant and outlandish heart of this outrageously enchanting book.
He's so talented.
Lacking any moral lessons whatsoever, unless you count, when in the presence of giants, it's best to keep your mouth shut. Or, sometimes there is no happy ever after, so get over it. Sheska encourages us to see the ridiculous side of life, to accept life for what it is, and to remind us that sometimes tales, even fairly stupid ones, can simply be enjoyed without having an ulterior motive. Our fourth book is The 7 Wonders of Sassafras Springs by Betty G. Burney, which I rated 5 out of 5 stars and has a recommended reading age of 8 to 12. Sometimes extraordinary things begin in ordinary places, and according to 11-year-old Eben McAllister, there is absolutely positively no place more ordinary than Sassafras Springs. On this particularly hot July day, while Eben is buried in his book about the 7 wonders of the world, his father offers up a deal. Find 7 wonders in 7 days in Sassafras Springs and he will buy Eben a ticket to Colorado. 7?
Are you kidding me right now?
Eben can't imagine finding 1 wonder, let alone 7, but with a ticket out of town on the line, he is ready, willing, and able to look just about anywhere to find them.
Good luck with that.
With folksy down-home dialogue and quirky, lovable characters, Burney makes even an ordinary saw, a worn-down table, and a waterlogged bookcase true wonders. Like a tall glass of lemonade, her story is refreshing, pleasing, and thoroughly enjoyable. I found it bittersweet when I came to the last page of this book because I had to say goodbye to Eben, his trusty dog Sal, and the folks of Sassafras Springs. But, as Eben reminds us, when Columbus and Balboa set off to discover faraway lands, even they knew that it wasn't goodbye.
It's not goodbye?
Just see you soon. I hope this little gem encourages readers young and old to discover the treasures that are all around, because sometimes the biggest wonders happen to be right in your own backyard. Our last book is The Tiger Rising by Kate DiCamillo, which I rated 3 out of 5 stars and has a recommended reading age of 9 to 12. Robert Horton was the best no-crier in the world because of his way of not thinking about things, his mother's death, the bullies at school, or the continual rash on his legs. He kept those feelings locked up tight in a suitcase. So Rob really wasn't sure what to think when he found a caged tiger behind the old Beaucamp gas station building one day.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He also wasn't sure what to think about that new girl, Sistine, who showed up to school one day in her lacy pink dress. Suddenly, Rob found himself trying to not think about a whole lot of things, and he wasn't sure just how much more that old suitcase of his could hold.
It seems like you're keeping a lot bottled up inside.
As an adult reading a book written for a young reader, I feel it's important to view the story from their perspective. With this in mind, I still found myself disappointed with this book. Kate DiCamillo is one of my favorite authors, so I was surprised when I felt that the story just came up short and that her characters could have been developed more fully. Rob's father in particular could have benefited the most from some kind of backstory. Without understanding his past, he comes off as a hot-headed, unfeeling, and violent father, unworthy of any sympathy. Also, the story felt forced and rushed, as if DiCamillo is hurrying us across a self-imposed finish line. The Tiger Rising feels more like a story pitch or outline rather than a fully fleshed out tale of loss and friendship.
That's gonna leave a mark.
One of the most interesting and grounded characters in the book is Willie Mae, the housekeeper of the hotel where Rob and his father both live and work. Sistine refers to her as a prophetess, as Willie Mae is always providing little nuggets of truth and wisdom. When Willie Mae saw Rob and Sistine together, she said, "Ain't that just like God throwing the two of you together?" It's powerful when two seemingly opposite things find and connect with one another. I just wish that I could have connected with this story a little bit more. Well, that's it. We'll include a link to our Goodreads page in the comments section should you wish to read the full review of any of these books. And if you enjoyed this video, please click on the like and subscribe buttons and make sure to hit the bell so that you're notified when new videos become available. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to bringing back some old titles so that you can make new memories, because any time is a good time to dust off a new favorite. Keep reading!